Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, you wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar Jade, and today is New Year's Eve. I never did get around to getting that pizza, maybe some other time. That being said, my New Year's Eve will be spent watching the video playlist in the description. Like 157 Markiplier videos. It's just type Markiplier FNAF. Basically, it's a collection. I think it's on Markiplier's channel. It's a collection of all the Markiplier videos, all the Five Nights at Freddy's videos he done. So I'm just gonna watch Markiplier play a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's. So, that's my New Year's Eve. I know that probably sounds exciting. Heck, I'll probably also post it in the comments down below. So if you want, just click on the link and you can also watch some Markiplier. It's enjoyable. Heck, I remember way back in the past him playing a game called Nightmare House 2. Anyway, let's double check. Yep, this is where we're at. We'll have a shorter video than last time. I went for like 11 hours, so might be a little bit too long of a video. So we're going a little shorter than 11 hours this time. Then it's shown on the two of them sitting with their backs together, so they each became aware of their own form. They did not exist only as consciousness. They became aware that they had bodies and definitely existed. No, perhaps we should say that they each had been given an existence called a body. When Battler looked at his own form, he wasn't that surprised. But when Beato looked at her own form, she was a little startled. From Battler's perspective, she looked just like normal, but for a short while she was surprised by that form. What is going on? The sparkle from that grain of light is slowly getting stronger. That grain of wheat was no longer simply gold-colored, but was like the light of the sun. Then it softly began to approach Beato's chest, when that grain of the sun was sucked inside her chest. The world was wrapped in a deep blue sky, and then a deep blue ocean was spread out below them. This reminds me of one of the ending screens of Chaos Head Noah. An island rose up, trees sprouted and created a forest, walls surrounded us and ceilings swallowed us, and was adorned with more and more things, made to be like the hall in the Ushiromiya mansion. In the middle of the fantastical hall, where the many gold butterflies beat their wings, many tables were set up with white tablecloths like it was a party, and beautiful cooking and fruits were set out, and over there were a great many shapes. It was everyone talking together and smiling. Everyone? There was Dad and Kairi-san, Uncle Kraus, Aunt Natsui, Aunt Rosa, and of course, even Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi, Georgia, Nikki, Jessica, Maria, wait, even Shannon-chan, Cannon-kun, Goto-san, Kumasawa-san are here. Everyone was at the party, clapping their hands and celebrating our return. Reminds me of Evangelion. Yay, the couples are together. Good for you guys. What? Why? Even though everyone was dead, Why are they alive? In the Golden Land, the souls of all the dead can be revived. Welcome back, Beatrice. And welcome back. And welcome, Battler-kun. Welcome to the Golden Land. I made it? I made it. To the door of the Golden Land? Yes. Milady, you have finally managed to invite everyone here. Welcome, Battler-sama, to the Golden Land. Battler! So you have finally made it this far. Good grandfather, where in the world am I? My blood, which is incompatible with magic, runs most deeply in your veins. Therefore, you were the only one who could not reach the Golden Land, and Beatrice has been searching for you this whole time. She tried everything to bring you here. What did you say? This sounds confusing. I feel like I'm being lied to. I mean, it's a comforting lie, but I feel like I'm being lied to. Battler-sama, if you would take your seat. Tonight's dinner is my very best work. If you would please relish it. You should be honored. Normally, I would have eaten all of it, but I left you some out of gratitude. Is that Leviathan? Are we only going to see the two sisters of Purgatory that technically died? The 7 steak Nage-hands. Nope, I think all of them are here. In the Golden Land, all of those with minds are equal. Here, there is no distinction between us furniture, humans, and witches. That's good. That's not the way it should be. Battler-sama, we were waiting for you. Welcome to the Golden Land. Shannon-chan. George and Iki. I still feel like this might be a dream. We should have died. But I'm alive. And everyone is here and happy. I can't believe it. That's right, this place must be a dream world. So it must be a dream that George is acting so friendly with a maid girl. Well, could you give it a rest, Ava? For now, you gotta stay quiet and bless the two young'uns. The Golden Land is a city of bliss. We should never quarrel here. Here, any people are free to love each other. No one needs to hesitate over it. Jessica-chan, Canon-kun, you look so wonderful. I'm jealous. Hey, Battler. I'm a little, wahaha. Battler-sama, welcome. And welcome home. Jessica was probably embarrassed because she was holding hands with Canon-kun. Canon-kun wanted to act humbly like a servant and bow, but since neither of them could let go of the other's hand, he couldn't do it so well, and the whole scene looked fairly comical. With a servant, child? You can't. Our Jessica cannot do such a thing. It's hardly a big deal, correct? Let her at least choose the person she likes. She can't. Ah, Jessica. You can't either, George. As Natsui and Aunt Ava hugged each other, they cried tears of regret for their adorable children, even though they had always been at odds. It was a very bizarre scene. It isn't really a problem, right? It doesn't matter who likes who. That's right. It's proof that a parent's too attached to their child. Battler. No matter what kind of woman you bring home, I'll give her a warm welcome, okay? Don't you dare introduce her to this man, okay? He'll get his hands on her immediately. They'll run off together right away. Battler. Okay, why are you doing that smile? You finally came here. Laughter noises. Maria. From the very beginning? You knew we'd be coming here? Ooh. That's why I wasn't scared at all. Everyone was being a coward and trembling. It was funny. What the hell? Even though I thought you were the most screwed up, you actually knew the truth from the beginning? How rude. I simply cannot forgive you for speaking of Lady Maria in that way. So is that yelling? Like, why is your name all caps? Formulating firing curve. Attack preparations ready. Lady Maria, we can attack at any time. Hee. Laughter noises. Ouch. Be quiet. You are in the presence of Beatrice-sama. Come now, no need to be so stiff. Let's be considerate of their desire to joke around and have fun. More importantly, why don't we begin preparing for the toast? Yes, preparations for my excellent mackerel cooking are complete. Okay, the problem with this is, like, as we established in episode 1, we saw not only the living people get there, but we saw people that died come back at the end of episode 1 in the Golden Land. However, in every version of the story, after hanging out in the Golden Land for a little while, everyone gets FNAF'd. Everyone gets 5 Nights at Freddy'd. I can serve it at any time. Hey, you people. Work a little more like furniture. No. I'm gonna stuff myself more. Come on, let's work. Don't keep the guests waiting. Let's work studiously and attend to them. Don't let the guests do anything. Make them lazy. Make them slothful. Fatten them like pigs. Ha ha ha. Beatrice, Battler-kun, this way. Grandfather and Virgilia were standing on the landing at the top of the staircase, beckoning to us. Beato and I turned our heads to see what was going on, then climbed the stairs together. From the hall, it looked like a very high stage. A small table had been set up there, as well as a piece of parchment and an old-fashioned quill pen. I saw that strange magical characters in Japanese were written side by side, and below it, many names were written. There were 17 of them. Grandfather was the first, and everyone's names had been signed all over. They're waiting for my signature. You know, this kind of reminds me of the creepypasta Psychosis. That's usually divided by days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and so on. Or even the Holder series. Heck, it kind of reminds me of a joke. There was like a lawyer or something. Someone that usually you joke about with the idea where the person would go to hell. And they spend one day in heaven and one day in hell. And they're told they're allowed to choose where they want to go afterward. And heaven is, you know, it's peaceful and nice, but they didn't really do anything exciting. But when he went to hell, he saw all his old friends, and there was no suffering or anything, and they're all drinking and having a feast and partying and joking and laughing, and everything was happy. And so after that, he's like, okay. He's asked, okay, where do you want to go? I'm like, well, I don't believe I'm going to say this, but I think I'd rather go to hell. And then he goes there, and everything's awful, everyone's suffering, and there's no food or drink, and it's awful, and it's like, well, what changed? Well, yesterday was the interview. It's like, once you agreed, it's like, okay. I think it's also called a bait and switch. The people who arrived at the Golden Land probably signed this, one after another. Battler, now that you are here, everyone is gathered. Listen carefully. The Golden Land is not a world supported by the power of magic alone. The cooperation and approval of all humans who receive happiness here is required. For that sake, we must gather the signatures of everyone here. Last time, the door to the Golden Land was finally opened, but you refused to sign. Although you probably don't remember it. Okay, again, I feel like I'm being lied to here. Because you refused to sign, the world was once again sealed in darkness. Just hearing it like that kind of sounds like I'm the only stubborn one, and that I've been a bother to everyone in various ways. That's because your stubbornness is the real deal. It seems you received more than just blood from Kenzo. Beato laughed amiably. I should have felt like she was making fun of me, but without thinking I went along with her, laughing and smiling. Magic is a miracle. Miracles cannot be made complete unless everyone believes. And when you believed in the end, this miracle of the Golden Land was completed. It looks like I've been a real pain. So, what should I do? First, sign here. Then, Beatrice, you sign here. Quill pens are pretty hard to use, huh? 1. Why does Beatrice have to sign as well? 2. I feel like Beatrice, even with the long age that she's had, maybe she's not too used to some experiences like this, so maybe she's not used to the idea of being tricked in this way. I'm not sure. It's kind of like, oh, she's lived for 1,000 years, but can she drive a car? You know? I mean, heck, it's 1986. Cars have only existed for a finite period of time. Most of that 1,000 years, vehicles were not a thing. Bicycles weren't even a thing. Then again, I can't ride a bicycle. I have a terrible sense of balance. Whoa. It's shot. You klutz. Shooting ink is a bad omen. Can't you at least write your name quickly? Your pen's wriggling all over the place like a worm. Cackle. You should talk. Don't write it in katakana. It's one of those, like, I know there's hiragana, and then there's katakana, and then there's... Beatrice is a stylish name, so write it in cursive. You're making the quill and your name cry. Shut up. In school, didn't they tell you not to use cursive on tests? Hey, this is a solemn ceremony. Be silent. Very well. We have gathered the 2 signatures as well as the form for the covenant. Both of you, your oath, please. We'll start with Beatrice. Put your hand on the covenant and take the oath. As a good witch, Beatrice swears to continue her studies from this point forth to bring happiness to the people. I mean, that sounds okay. It's just I'm kind of expecting all of you to, like, turn into animatronics and start eating my flesh. I mean, this game takes place in 1986. So, it's October. So, I mean, heck, we're about New Year, so it's about to be the bite of 1987. Though technically in real life it's 5:19 p.m. America time, December 31st, 2025. I'm gonna bring in the new year by watching Markiplier Five Nights at Freddy videos. Indeed. It's a little embarrassing. As a good witch, Beatrice swears to continue her studies from this point forth to bring happiness to the people. Will that do? Acceptable. Battler is next. In the same way, Battler-kun, you agree to accept the harem of all the beautiful bunny ladies and the steak Nachans. You're like 100 anime waifus. I think that would probably drive you crazy. In the same way, Battler-kun, put your hand on the covenant and take the oath. As a member of the Golden Land, Ushiromiya Battler swears to serve for the sake of his own happiness and that of his neighbor. I mean, that sounds okay. As a member of the Golden Land, Ushiromiya Battler swears to serve for the sake of his own happiness and that of his neighbor. I'm embarrassed too. Listen, everyone. Here and now we have gathered the oaths of all 18 humans who accept the Golden Land. When Kenzo proclaimed that, everyone applauded at once, praising us. Why does this feel kind of like a peer pressure thing? I mean, if there's no other shoe dropping, that's good, but I'm waiting for that other shoe to drop. Like, maybe I'm just paranoid. Since I had been the only stubborn one, it had just been a pain, I felt a little bad about being the most celebrated one. And with that, in accordance with the ancient rites, we asked Battler-kun, the last to make the oath, to sign the invitation to the Golden Land. This is something that invites the Golden Witch, Beatrice, to the Golden Land. The Golden Land welcomes the Golden Witch through a consensus of those who acknowledged it and becomes complete. Battler, I will read it out loud. Listen carefully. The 18 of us accept Beatrice as the Golden Witch and welcome her to the Golden Land. What's going on with you? You won't be invited unless I send an invitation? That does seem to be the ceremony. It feels stiff even to me. Why don't we end it quickly? I've been so hungry for a while now. Come to think of it, I've only been pecking at canned food and haven't eaten anything good. Let's quickly finish this signing. What's this? I acknowledge you as a witch. Huh. That's pretty simple. Damn you, grandfather, exaggerating it so much. Oh, what? Okay, guys. You kind of let the mask slip just a little bit. Also, first time you've opened your eyes, even though you're basically Kyrie with long hair. Why? Are you even Beatrice? Are you... That thing like floating into your chest was like the evil Majin Buu stuff going on? Am I seeing this? Are you guys like behind me making these faces? You know? You get a hint of malice here. Like, I like both styles. But I like the other style in every way. Especially since you look at this and you're like, It's like, something seems a slight bit off. But then you look at this and you're like, oh, Jesus. I think this is what the people in the YouTubes call the crazy eye TikTok people. Your faces are doing a thing, people. Hi, animatronics. Huh? Quickly, sign. Okay, why are you guys overly... Come on, quickly. Sign right here. Quickly, sign. You know, felt a little off, but we probably would have still signed the parchment had you not, you know, become Fratty Fazbear. I also like the Five Nights at Freddy Nightcore stuff. Maybe I'll include a few of those videos in the description too. But yeah, guys, these faces don't make me feel comfortable. I don't know about you. With slightly weird and uncomfortable smiles, the two of them started demanding that I sign. At that time, an incredible sound like that of a glass window breaking reverberated through the hall, and the bustling tumult faded back into complete silence. I dropped the quill pen and turned around trying to see what had happened. Hello? When I did, where had she come from? Okay, this is a new person. You are wearing the crest. Are you Angie? No, that can't be. That person would only be 6 years old. So, who is this? What is happening? A human who clearly hadn't been there a short while ago was in the very center of the hall, looking up at us. Who's that? A girl? She's probably about the same age as Jessica and me. But I didn't know that face. None of the other people were here knew that face either. But who are you? Who is this? Where did you come from? Those without invitations are not needed at my party. Yeah, that sounds a slight bit malevolent. And it almost feels like that whole part earlier about you swearing an oath to be a good witch and all that stuff. I don't feel like you were actually being honest about that. I feel like that was all a show for me. Heck, at this point, were you expecting Ava Triss to become the evil bitch she did? Did you fucking Mr. Hercule me? Was all of this a deception? Heck, what's going on with the older Beatrice? Is she a goat person pretending to be her, or was she actually completely on your side from the beginning? And she was always working with you, and let's just say she's always been a golden witch with the same inclinations as you, and you two were never actually fighting each other, and all of it was just a pretend fight, just to trick me and make me think I could trust Virgilia. Like, did you and Virgilia talk to each other ahead of time? Plan your fucking fight with no actual there's no actual animosity between you guys. Like, you guys are actually best buddies. You always have been. And there was never any conflict between you. And you literally just pretended to fight in front of me to make me trust Virgilia. Because I was legitimately wanting to, like, be forgiving and understanding of you and give you a second chance. And I feel like it's all been a fucking lie and manipulation. Servants, kick her out. As you command. Surround her. There's a thing happening. The 7 Sisters of Purgatory surrounded her from 7 directions, taking out magic blades that drew purple curves and blocking her. I mean, even without the odd smiles that were happening earlier, just this alone, the way you guys are reacting, I mean, it just, I don't feel like whatever amount of trust I was going to have in you, I feel like that's kind of gone. Hi, goat people. And from out of nowhere, the shuffling goat-head servants appeared in great numbers, surrounding that girl, who simply, were hiding the whole time because, well, we're going by pretty privilege, and we're assuming that if the bunch of the goat people would probably put me more on edge. Plus, they have less of a personality. They are more like AI. Whereas you were like, hey, look, it's beautiful women with tits and leotards and stuff, and all your friends and family, and they're all smiling and happy, and there's some food and comfort and, stuff you're used to. Like, I wasn't gonna walk in and see, like, sacrifices on the wall. Like, I feel like a lot of stuff was just, like, showmanship, just to sort of manipulate me, both to be more trusting and to let my guard down. It worked. It definitely worked. On top of that, the Chister sisters stood in front of Beato like a wall, readying a golden bow and pulling back the bowstring. Okay. But the girl didn't move at all. On the contrary, she was still staring at us on the landing as though she didn't mind at all. Who is she looking at? Beato? Grandfather? Could it be me? Yes. The girl was staring straight into my eyes, glaring. Then after our eyes met perfectly, she yelled, "You mustn't sign that. Are you going to accept your own defeat? Don't be tricked by the witch." Huh? By the witch? Huh? At that time, something incredibly strong lifted me by the nape of my neck. Wouldn't that hurt? I'm not a kitty cat. But I was saying previously, like, you're like, oh, kitty cats and dogs and bunnies are adorable, but usually if you'd like see like a deep sea animal, you're like more like, that's not adorable. Well, what's going on? And after being made to turn around behind me, are you actually a goat person in disguise? What about the Beatrice? Is she actually Ava in disguise? What is happening? Also, Renove and Purgatory Sisters and Chiser Sisters, what is going on with you? I saw Virgilia with an eerie smile on her face and the muscular forms of goat monsters. A goat monster that looked about 2 meters tall was grabbing me with an arm as thick as a log. Why is Zod from Berserk here? Ho ho ho! There was no need to listen to an uninvited guest. Come, offer your signature as well. On this written oath, Ushiromiya Battler acknowledges the existence of witches. Come now, sign the written oath. Ow, 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 ow. Damn it. Let it go, let go. As the goat monsters held me down with the power of a vice, they forced me to grab the quill pen. I couldn't even touch the floor with my feet, much less resist. Battler, why are you resisting? Weren't you just about to sign willingly? Don't change your mind now after all that, okay? Didn't you think for an instant that it might be okay to acknowledge witches? You thought that, right? Why are you being a bitch about it, though? Like, it's fine if I can acknowledge it. Again, that's another thing. It's like, I'm fine with the idea of acknowledging witches and magic. You know, if it didn't immediately resolve and you, like, going back to being possessed by demons and misusing your magic to murder people. You know, you're being a bit lying, manipulated, gaslighting, and just forceful. It's both. It's not even just emotional coercion. You're actually literally forcing me against my will here. Like, what the fuck? I was tricked? That's insane. Beato isn't... that kind of... Hey, Beato! I actually trusted you. I was like, oh, you changed. You're a better person. This would be like after Vegeta decides, okay, we'll let Fat Boo live, and Fat Boo, you know, becomes like Ultra Boo. Sorry, Battler. I am that kind of person. Ah, it's useless now. It looks like sentimental sob stories don't suit me. Teacher, I'm counting on you to use all your strength. That was such a plain role to play, and I got so bored. I don't know who you are, girl, but I'll beat you to death, mash you and crush you until threads start trailing, okay? Okay, here's the other question. 1. When you were being stabbed by the fucking golden thread stuff by the Chiser sisters, was that planned, improvised? Were the Chiser sisters always on your side? Was it never a big deal for you to summon the Chiser? I mean, there's a couple times I heard Renova say you didn't summon them, and then at one point you summoned them before and you felt you rely on them. Another thing. This whole time, fucking, you know, Renove was just affably evil. The point where you're like, it's a villain, they're clearly evil, but they're very polite and courteous about it and act in it just like they're not rude or vulgar. They're still evil, but they're extremely polite. Which, again, I appreciate this sort of thing, but apparently... So yeah, apparently, Virgilia was always a bad person from the very start. And Virgilia herself was already corrupted by the evil of the Death Note. But she pretended that she just only used the magic for good. And that she never used it to kill people. But all of that was a lie. She's always been self-serving. It's always been whatever she wanted. And she's probably got a mass murdering fucking body count as high as Beato. And it means that right from the start, her and Beato, Virgilia and Beatrice, were always on good terms with each other. And the whole fight was all a lie to manipulate me. Even Virgilia, everything nice. Not only was everything nice that Beato said to me a complete fucking lie and manipulation with all this in mind, but everything Virgilia said to me was a lie. And everything Renove said to me was a lie. And technically Ava was never the new Golden Witch. She was just being gaslit by Beatrice, who then was pretending to be weak and throwing a few fights so that Ava thought she was in control. So all of this has been a fucking lie. Like, I was legitimately wanting to forgive you, Beato. Like, okay, you're making amends, you're becoming a better person, you know, you learned the error of your ways, you know, and you're not that kind of person now. You've learned to not be a fucking evil, psychotic bitch. But no! It was all a fucking lie. I'll make you regret being born a woman. Yeah. Is that a tentacle joke? I mean, I like tentacle hentai, but I don't like it in the forceful sense. As Beato waved her gold pipe, the massive chandelier hanging in the hall was electrocuted, and from that a terrible purple thunderbolt fell. Okay. It should have been a direct hit on the girl right below it, turning her to ash. However, not a single hair was singed. Ho! So your sudden appearance here wasn't just a fluke. Tell me, state your name. I don't have any name to give you. More importantly, you idiot! How long are you going to be tricked? You softy! Figure it out already. This is all the witch's trap. Oh my fucking god. I mean, I agree, I was being a bit of a softie. I was like, you know, despite the fact that she spent 1,000 years murdering people, you know, I decided I'm going to trust her. Like, hey, she's learned her lesson. She's a better person now. No, it was all fucking lies. And Renove from the start was always on her side. He just, you know, he was being affably evil. Affably. But all that politeness, or even pretending to be fair and neutral to me, or even the things of where I saw that he was helping Canon-kun and actually, like, and here's the thing. The whole thing about, oh, be more gentle with the killing, it's a whim. It wasn't even a whim. None of this it was all fucking premeditated. So even the thing where, like, she's, like, decided to kill Rose and all them and decided to be a good person, and Renove and the sisters were actually trying to be a little bit more, like, trying to help the new Beatrice to do good things and stand against, I mean, help the new Beato against the Avatrice. All of that was a lie. With the knowledge that I could see it from the other version of me. And what was happening with the... And even again, this whole thing started because I was feeling bad for Beatrice, and, you know, she did a lot, and she sacrificed a lot, and she had become a good person, and, you know, I was trying to console her and show faith in her as a person. And actually, you know, trusting her. But again, the whole thing, Virgilia and Beato from the start was all a lie. Every nice thing Virgilia said to me was a lie. Every mean thing she said to Beatrice in front of me was a lie. All of it was a plan. Even the stuff like where she was going to, you know, kill everyone gently, that was all premeditated. It wasn't on a whim. It was a premeditated thing just to manipulate me. Hell, even the thing about, like, when the Ava was in control and she was doing all these horrible things to murdering people, Beatrice had the power the whole time. So all this stuff about struggling with Canon and, you know, Shannon and all that to help them was all a lie. She had all of her power from the get-go. There was no reason for her to have to suffer other than just trying to pretend that she's suffering and struggling to get me to feel sympathetic for her. All of it was just a lie to manipulate me into feeling sympathy and pity and compassion for her and feeling I can trust her and feel that she changed as a person and that she's not a fucking evil psychopath. Like, oh, well, you've murdered millions of people millions of times each. You know, you're a serial murderer. But no, you've changed. I think this is the fucking trope in the anime of, oh, I can fix her. Like, no, you can't. Like, no, you can't. And again, part of me is still like, you know, I wanted to be able to understand Beato. I wanted to forgive her. I wanted to trust her. I wanted to feel that this person changed. And they became a good person. And not like fucking Ted Bundy or Charles Manson. But you know, if, you know, Charles Manson suddenly volunteers at a soup kitchen one weekend, it doesn't suddenly make him a good person. If Dracula gives a $5 bill to a homeless person, that doesn't make him a good person. You know, usually being a good person consists of being consistently a good person and abstaining from being an evil person. You can't be like, oh, I'm a hero, but you just killed those 4 people in that building. I was bored. But I also stopped this robber who was... But at that point, you're just doing it because it's entertainment. It's like a fucking video game. At that point, you're treating it like one of those video games like Undertale or something. Or Prototype. Or freaking Infamous. To where there's multiple versions you can play where you're the hero and where you're the villain. But in both versions, you're killing people. But at the end of the day is this. Whether or not you're going the version where you play a pacifist route, stealth route, or... And even if it's a stealth route where you don't kill anyone, or you stealth assassinate people, or one you go in guns a-blazing, or what faction you work with, it's literally you're treating it like a video game. At this point, you didn't do good things to be a good person. You did the good things to manipulate me and trust you so that you could then hurt me more. You didn't do the good things because you're a good person. You did the good things because you needed the extra trophies for your PlayStation Platinum trophy. You're treating this like a PlayStation game to where one of the achievements is be nice to Battler. You're not doing it because you care about me. You're doing it because there's a fucking PlayStation achievement for it. You're not playing the pacifist route because you actually care about the NPCs. You're playing the pacifist route in the game and saving the hostages because you already played the genocide route 20 times and you're bored of it. So you just wanted a different flavor and you wanted to at least get that achievement because you want the platinum trophy. And at the end of the day, it causes greater psychological trauma to Battler to actually feel that this person was someone you thought you could trust for a brief amount of time, even if it was a very brief amount of time. It adds to the psychological pain of it. But the main point is, all of it was manipulations. Virgilia from the very start was lying to me. All of it was a lie. Even the stuff that all of the stuff to where even it was like, oh, acting like she wasn't aware of me there. All of it, she knew I was there. It was planned and talked about ahead of time. Even when she came up to me and said, oh, I'm sorry about how my disciples caused you problems. All of that was a lie. She was probably watching from episode 1, laughing and fingering herself as we all fucking die and get murdered. All of it was a fucking lie and manipulation. I don't even know if all the people here that are apparently my family are even real people. Are they goat people in disguise? Are they basically Stockholm Syndrome at this point? Were they all murdered 1,000 times? And at this point, Beatrice says, hey, if you get me to get Battler to agree, I'll be much easier on you and I won't hurt you as much. So you better keep your smiles on or else I'll fucking torture you with horrible things. That also means the whole time when she apparently gave away her air quotes power and her title, she still had all of her power. She was just as strong as ever, and that means that whole time that Ava was torturing Rosa and Maria over and over, killing them in horrendous ways, Beatrice was not only legitimately enjoying it, but she had the power to stop it at any time if she wanted to. In addition to that, when Kyrie and Rudolph were being murdered over and over and over again in horrible ways, one, at that point she was pretending to not be okay with it, but at this point she was still secretly enjoying it and getting off on it. In addition to that, she still had the power to stop at any time. So if she legitimately fucking cared or felt any compassion or anything, she could have stopped it at any time. At no point did she lose any power. All of it was a fucking lie at all times. All of this was a fucking lie. And the fact that they committed to fucking just layering lie after lie and lie after that, just saying this shit to me with a fucking straight face. Jesus Christ. I actually felt I could trust all you fucking people. You know. Apparently, I am too naive and too much of a softie. And of course, now we have female Yujiro Hanma here to sort of like tell me that, you know, I'm being a bitch about this, and I shouldn't let myself be tricked so easily. That little bit of paranoia, like, oh no, I'm probably too paranoid. No. He's like, no. Trust your Hanma blood, battler. You know, gotta trust your instincts. Gotta trust your gut. I still say, like, I mean, you look at my profile picture. That's like DBZ fusion of Yusuke Urameshi and Sailor Moon. Describe myself as like 11 different Dragon Ball Z fusions of different characters. One of them being a DBZ fusion of Jack Hanma and Astolfo, which I think looks and acts very much like Ramada Amamura from Hypnosis Mike. I also feel like if you made Perfect Cell not have like the green hat and the bug appendages and had him have a human skin color, I think he would actually look like Ramada Amamura. But yeah, thank you, female Yujiro Hanma. Thank you for reminding me to trust my Hanma blood. My Hanma Yushiromiya blood. Ah, fuck. I actually thought Beatrice had changed. I'm like, oh, what's going to happen in the next 5 fucking episodes? We're at the end of 3, and there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Granted, the 1 through 4 are supposed to be the question arcs, and 4 and 5 through 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 are supposed to be the answer arcs. But here's the thing. I was like, what's going to happen? I don't know. Maybe something new will happen. You know? Maybe Zeon from the Gundam series will show up or something, and it becomes that kind of series. I don't know. But I was thinking, oh, Beatrice is a better person now. No, all of it was a lie. All of it was a fucking lie. All of it was a lie. Fuck. Those words were aimed at me. This is all the witch's trap, she says. That can't be. Beato reformed and swore to become a good witch. Beato, did you lie to me? All this about traps? It's a lie, right? Please tell me it's a lie. Sorry, Battler. I mean, maybe you could still possibly try to convince me if you tried to, but at this point you're getting off too much on just the big reveal. Like, you're enjoying my emotions at being upset at the fact that you fucking betrayed me, and I fucking trusted you. And I actually was like wanting to forgive you and like, okay, you reformed. But apparently if Hitler suddenly becomes a priest or a deacon or something, that doesn't mean Hitler's a good person now. Fuck you, Hitler with braids. It was pretty fun. It was fun lying to me, and it was fun just playing a role. Again, this was just a fucking PlayStation achievement to you. Sorry, I just did what teacher told me, but look how great it turned out. Apparently, if you start out all hostile and needlessly brutal, then turn incompetent, and soft at just the right moment, you can spark a huge bump on your affection meter, right? I've heard villains who start all lovey-dovey and then freak the shit out are all the rage these days, right? Let me know in the comments if there's any anime characters or TV shows you know of that fit this genre, or even the opposite of this genre. I think tsundere is the opposite of that. The person that's very cold, but they slowly reveal they're actually a very loving, caring person. Whereas this is the person's literally pretending they're a lovey-dovey person, but they're actually just a batshit insane, abusive, sadistic monster. Even I've studied a bunch of those manga, anime, and Galgo? They've been so popular lately, you see. You know, again, I feel like this would be fixed if you just had a fucking Super Nintendo to play. Like, oh, you gonna murder people? No, you're just gonna play a fucking Super Nintendo. All this is just entertainment for you, you fucking bored piece of shit. Why do you need your dopamine fixed by murdering people? Fucking cunt. Jesus. And here's the other thing, it's fucking 86. There's a lot more anime and video games and manga that has come out. I mean, you haven't even seen the Overlord series or Reincarnated as a Slime. Like, that shit doesn't exist yet. And for you, just as expected, it was tears, please. And you're down. Idiot. Idiot. Ha ha, idiot. What a truly simple person. I'll call this the North Wind and Sun strategy. Cackle. That's not... Damn you. You bastard. But it's just the fact that, at this point, if you do actually reform later, or feel legitimately bad about anything, I'm not going to trust you. It was a fucking miracle to get me to actually feel that I could trust you, and that I'm like, okay, you're actually redeeming yourself and becoming a better person, and I'm going to be merciful and sympathetic to you. And all of it was a fucking lie. And at this point, you know, again, boy who cried wolf. If you legitimately do actually literally feel bad about what you did, then I won't fucking believe you anymore. Like, I was hesitant to be trusting of you to begin with, because again, you're a serial killer. Again, maybe this will be a... just... I think this might be a lesson for all of us to know in real life. Just that if you meet someone and they're a serial killer, no matter how much they seem to change, you still probably shouldn't trust the serial killer. Just saying. How could you trick me? Yes, that expression suits you the most. That caring expression of yours really doesn't suit me after all. Well, it's the return of Beatrice, the golden bitch of the endless cunt. Maybe there might be in episode 7 she legitimately becomes a good person. I don't know. But at this point, there's always going to be that issue with this. Like, there's like even if like you do legitimately become a good person in the future and I would somehow trust you, it's always going to be fucking tainted. And even then, that is something that I would imagine shouldn't happen. But I don't know, it depends on the writing of the story. I'm still upset at the previous episode for the fact that Avatrice made the statement that indicated that witches don't exist twice, and I should have been able to call that out, but no, it was never even acknowledged. And then this person said 8 witches don't exist, but I had to cover my ears. And then I just was gently consoling you. And again, you were so getting off on being a bitch and manipulating me that you couldn't hold it in and avoid your climax until after I fucking signed the paper. It made my back itch, and I was frantically trying not to let it get to me. And that whole thing when you're like getting your heart stitched, and the other one's like, what made your personality change? What made your heart change? Nothing made her fucking heart change. Nothing fucking changed. It was all premeditated. It was a lie from the beginning. She still was the same wicked, evil person she was from the beginning. It was all just to play acting in front of me. And the reason why Abe was so surprised, like, why is this person not dying? How are they being treated the Endless Witch? Is because Beatrice was always the Endless Witch. After all, it never really says in the epitaph that you would get to become the witch, really. It says you get the gold. It says you can revive people. But you just manipulated the person. So do what? Do they? Like, is there an extra clause that they forfeit the rights of solving the epitaph if they agree to take on your, meth powers? Too bad. Witches never reform. Yeah. And so Virgilia was always a bad person. By the way, Renove, is the other shoe going to drop for you too? Is the rest of your personality going to change now that, the whole catching fly... You catch more flies with honey than vinegar, but once you know the honey's fucking poison... Fucking honeypot trap. You take care of the signature, teacher. This uninvited guest is my prey. Come, you can no longer refuse to sign. Come on, look. Sign it and offer your body, your mind, and your soul. When Virgilia lifted her chin as a signal, the goat monsters, with an even more vice-like power, forced my arm to approach the parchment. Ow, ow, these guys are trying to make me sign, even if it breaks my arm. Then a bright red light burst open with me at the center, knocking the witches and the goat monsters away. Did that girl save me? But who in the world is that? I don't have a clue. How long do you plan to keep playing in a place like this? Give it a rest. I'm jealous of you. I'm glad you saved me, but that's a pretty cruel way to say it. Sorry, but who are you? The funny thing is this. Both of these people are the same age, yet this person is so short. Everyone's like at the start of the game, like, oh, Battler, you're so tall. This person and this person are the same age. Heck, this person might even be older than this person. So short. Witch of Rakanjima, give him back. Who would do that, you fool? Battler is my toy. My most favorite toy in the world. I won't get tired of him, I won't throw him away, and I won't hand him over to anyone. Even Battler is enjoying this to the fullest. Together with me, he is having so much fun playing. No matter who you are, I won't let you get in the way. Yeah, it looks like you're having a lot of fun. It makes me so jealous, it ticks me off. Here you are, in a place like this, guffawing, having a loud, noisy time with everyone. With all these beautiful witches around to pamper you. You must be having so much fun that you don't even want to go back. Are you talking to me? Wait, you got the wrong idea. This is a pain for me too. What do you mean fun? You don't know what I've been through. What you've been through? You had fun living with Mom and Dad. You played around with all of the cousins. And you get to play with these wacky witches for all eternity. Don't you recognize the happiness you have? Can't you see how jealous I am of you all? So much that I wish I could join in too. Cackle? I'm sorry, but I'll have to turn you down there. I am satisfied with the toy I have. A rude toy like you is not fitting for my toy box. Yes, I understand. Okay, but I am so fucking confused as to who... What is happening? By the way, Virgilia, did your thing change now that we know that you're like a demon drug addict person? What are you, Renove? Then I know you're actually a jerk. I mean, he is a demon butler from hell. I mean, I know I shouldn't judge people on their background and race, but I feel like it Perhaps that slight bit of judgmental racism might have helped me. Just a little bit. Like, it might have saved me a lot of trouble here. You know, it's like, well, Renove's a demon. Maybe I should judge him on that. I'm like, no, he's polite, and I'm gonna, because he's being a nice person. Nope. Who would ever play with someone like you? And it just... But it's just... You know, we shouldn't have trusted Beatrice, but apparently, like, you know, Virgilia was always a mass murderer, too. She's also, like, all of it was a lie. And it also means, right from the beginning, even before she ever met Beato, when she trained her as a kid, she was actually a mass murdering psychopath back then. And the whole thing with her and Beato was just a lie. Heck, were the stakes in on it? Were they not? No. Like, what's... At this point, what isn't a lie? Is there going to be cake here? Is that going to be a lie too? But well, thank you. Just a little. I want cake. I still want that pizza too. I never got around to getting, for letting me meet everyone like this. Who are you? Huh. Would this have been the child that Kyrie was going to have when Kyrie was also pregnant with... So, are you the stillborn child of Kyrie and Rudolph that was born at the same time as me? You couldn't be. I see, is that it? Yes, I understand. I know who you are. I see. So you are the piece Lady Berncastel threw in. How amusing. Why don't I formally invite you to my party? I'll welcome you fully. Along with Battler, I'll play nicely, break you, kill you, crush you, turn you to ash, mix you with bread dough, and bake you until you're fluffy. You know, you're not supposed to be that kind of person anymore, Beatrice. Well, then again, that was all a fucking lie. You were just lying to me. The heroin addict told me they would never do heroin again. And I mean, if you're actually a recovering heroin addict and you're like actually doing better in life, good for you. But I feel in general, I feel like we're dealing with a situation like, oh, it's a person, we're dealing with a serial killer, we're doing a drug addict, we're dealing with, it's like, oh, what's this? You have 4,000 bodies. And whether it's how many people you've murdered or how many people you've had sex with at that point, because here's the thing, I'm bisexual. But I'll tell you this. Caring about body count is not a sexist thing, because it doesn't matter if you're a guy or a girl. I would say if you've hit 50 sexual partners, that's too many. That is too many. That is too high of a body count. I feel like that's the absolute capstone of the maximum. Unless you're someone who's actually lives for millions of years, but even then, I mean, unless all the people you might date can't live that long. But, I mean, going by normal human logic and not taking emotional exception to every single little fucking statistic as if it's fucking personal, to where like, oh, this percentage of people does this bad thing. Oh, no, I'm going to take this personally and say that, oh, there's this one exception here and this one anecdotal evidence here. No, the statistics and the per capita say this exact thing. You cannot just ignore that because it offends your feelings and you take it personally as if me stating a general fact of the universe is somehow a personal attack against you. Main point, fuck you, Beato. I do not appreciate being lied to. I felt bad for you. I actually felt bad that you had somehow, like, fallen into this shit, you know, by accident, and become, like, fucking Hannibal Lecter by mistake. My bad for having that naive sense. Thankfully, Yujiro Hanma is here to help me. Ah, it's useless. All uses. You can't do that. On the Rockinjima in 1986, I'll expose everything that happened to the light of day. I'll show you that before the truth. You're like an icicle scared of the coming spring. Prepare yourself, golden bitch. Beatrice. Why is your name so big? You egotistical bitch! Okay. My name's pretty big, so okay, I'm good with that. Died on the Night Twilight. Ava. What do you mean played by Beatrice? Ushiromiya Angie. You can't be that person. Ushiro Kenzo died on the first. You can't, like, you're not supposed to be that age. Kraus died on the, oh, it's what the name of the other person would have been. Like, they were going to name the child that was stillborn Angie, had you know, returned alive, you say. You know, kind of suspicious that you're the only fucking survivor. Did Jessica's name already go by? I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy bitching. I'm sure there wasn't like a fucking thing on like died in the first Twilight. Also later. What do you mean? We already saw Goda's name. Hi, people who are all fucking I mean, you guys are just everything was a. Did Lucifer and Satan actually lose the fight with Canon, or was that also a fucking manipulation? No, Lucifer and all them would have been too fucking proud for that shit. Why is that part of the parchment dirty? All of the goats, of course. You can't forget the fucking throat goats. Lambda Delta, Burn Castell. Third game. Banquet of the Golden Bitch. The Golden Witch. And so the Golden Land once again crumbled into darkness. However, a victor finally appeared in the game of the Golden Witch. This victor is the new Golden Witch, Ava Beatrice. She was solved the riddle. 17 died, the seagulls cried, but there was but one survivor. How do you explain that to the police? You just show up and you're like, what happened? In-laws. Like, no, that's... No. The fuck? And of course, now we all got Five Nights at Freddy'd. Or something, or we fucking time looped. Will anyone remember the events? Like, will Ava remember in any of the future? The Golden Witch has prepared a gift for you in a commemoration of your stay. You can find these new features on the title screen. Tsubasa. Complete episode 3. Well, fuck. No? Here? Yes. Well... Haha, we're back here again, you lying bitch. I never expected Lady Burncastell's piece to barge in at the very end. I searched all over the place for a piece fitting for a game with you. I was sure you'd like it. What's with that piece? Who was that person? Who was it? She didn't say her name. That's mean. Hey, don't you think so too? I have a general idea. Or rather, I imagine most people would have figured it out. Most people? Well, I don't get it. And it was that character's first appearance, wasn't it? If she doesn't say her name, I won't understand. The players won't understand. No one will understand, right? Beato, don't bother telling her. Ushi, Romeo, Jessica, missing. She certainly was joined with Canon in the Golden Land. They both apologized for their own cowardice, communicating their true and honest feelings, and they hugged each other until their final moments. Afterwards, she was chewed to pieces by demons and went to hell. It's alright, Canon's with... Great, everyone got to be fucking Five Nights at Freddy'd. Fucking hell. Shot to death by Ushi Romeo Ava inside the mansion. The weapon was a Winchester from Kenzo's collection. Jessica had lost her eyesight alone with Battler. Wolves and sheep puzzle. Oh yeah. I remember them talking about that earlier in the game. You're not a nice person. Technically true as of you, yeah. Fucking hell. You guys are fucking jerks. Fuck you. Well, until next time, guys. Later.